I mean, the honest answer is in part. Yeah, I mean, if you can imagine a counterfactual world in which the United States had enormously high tariff walls and was largely autarkic, we would have more manufacturing in the United States. We run a large trade deficit in goods, which means we're importing a lot more manufactured products than we're exporting. And so if we were making all that stuff in the United States, there would be more manufacturing in the United States. The US would also be an awful lot poorer if that were the situation. Products are made abroad for a reason. It tends to be more efficient to do that, and we benefit enormously as consumers. The cost of the things we consume has come down dramatically over the last 4 or 5 decades. I mean, the stuff that makes life expensive, it's not cars and television sets and computers, it's healthcare and college education and services of one sort or another. So, we benefited here in the United States enormously as consumers. But I think it is fair to say that trade competition is one of the things that has contributed to a decline in manufacturing in the United States. If you're looking just at employment, at jobs in manufacturing, and that's of course a big concern politically, particularly in the Midwestern states, then the impacts of trade competition are outweighed significantly by the impacts of automation. Manufacturing is just a lot more productive than it used to be. I mean, a typical steel worker today, because of the technology, is producing, I think it's about 10 times as much steel as that same worker would have produced in the early 1980s. So even if you'd had a situation in which we weren't importing a lot of steel, there'd be fewer steel workers because it's much more mechanized and we make the products much more efficiently. But yeah, there's no question that trade competition from China, from Mexico, and elsewhere has resulted in a fairly significant decline in U.S. manufacturing jobs. I think the research evidence on that is pretty clear.